October 10th, the 12th day of me recording in this series. I am going to come up with something cooler to say eventually at some point in time, or maybe I just stick to that. I just really want to find something cooler to say. But the 12th day of me recording in this series, we're going to start a little quicker. We're going to go a little quicker. It's going to be slam jam packed with a lot of knowledge. As I looked at my notes, I didn't really have any verses, but I've still been reading Psalm 119, just really seeking to keep the Lord's decrees and to actually follow him and follow him wholeheartedly. All right. So one thing that, well, I really could have thrown some verses with this. Like, why did I not throw some verses with it? Okay, but some of your biggest breakthroughs come when you come face to face with problems, issues, underlying cycles, and just breaking maybe even the curses that have been put on your life, or breaking and coming out of agreement and coming out of covenant with things that do not benefit you, things that are opposed to the revelation of Christ, things that aren't truth but you believed are truth, things that are hidden that you've not been able to discover. For we know that it's not God's plan that any would perish, but that people perish for a lack of knowledge. Okay, so some of your biggest breakthroughs come when you face these things head on. All right, so we're gonna get a little personal. So for me, I don't know, I've talked to other men, but I feel as though since like puberty hit, I'm talking like 6th, 7th grade, you feel me? Since then on, there's almost like a adjustment or adaptation to where when I look at a woman, I will, ooh, this is gonna sound terrible, bro. When I look at a woman, sometimes my eyes will drift downwards, and then from there come shameful thoughts, come thoughts of lust, come the indulgence of my eyes, that come come like thoughts that I want to cast down, thoughts that don't go with the mind of Christ, thoughts that are against a renewed mind. Now obviously I've been working on this for a while, since giving my life fully to Christ. I just lean on his understanding, and I don't lean on my own, and I lean on his strength and not my own, and I just work through the problems that I'm shown, and I dig deeper, and I just really long and seek to break these things that I subjected myself to at such a young age without knowing. Like I said, people perish for a lack of knowledge, and I just didn't know what I was doing, but I knew what I was doing, or thought that I knew what I was doing, if that makes sense. And it just created like this, I don't know how to explain it. I'll say like a bubble, or like just a tie to a certain type of lifestyle, a tie to like just lustful things. They're just a tie to such a life stuck in the world. And so yeah, we're gonna say that. And I feel as though society, in the way that just the age that we're in, is just so geared towards making a person stumble and fall. And so I just got to call that out. And I do want to make sure that you know that I am in a repentant, my heart is repentant. My heart, I pray to have renewed, and my mind, I pray to have renewed, and to create in me a pure heart. So I do have to say that, because I said a lot, and I might even get some controversy later on for that, but that's okay. That's me being raw. That's me being honest. That's me being truthful. This is a thing that I have struggled with, and I still succumb to at times, and it's still something that I genuinely work on, and I want to break. Like, it's not anything to play with, and it's not anything that I'm playing around with. Like, I pray to have my mind guarded with the peace of God, and just to continue pressing on towards the upward call. So that's the first hit. All right. Now, I also want to say that at some point in time, I believe, overthinking can be a problem. I'm not gonna sit here and downplay it, but I believe at some point we've almost put a completely negative connotation on overthinking. And I think overthinking in a lot of situations can be really, really good, because like me, you can never fully grasp how great God is. You can never fully grasp all the things that he's done, whether that be now, before, even before, or after. You can't fully grasp these things. So how could we do so without overthinking, without, you know, overthinking, like just really thinking over this world, if that makes sense. What I wrote was, I believe Jesus would have been overthinking in a sense. He would have been thinking of heavenly places, and with a mindset of heavenly places, not a mindset of this world, not a mindset of being of the earth, if that makes sense. And yeah, we could never grasp the abundance and magnificence of God if we're not overthinking. And I find a lot of times, even myself, especially if I'm in the spirit, that I'm thinking. I can't, I'm not going to say cooking, because we're not going to do that. But just thinking and thinking and just thinking higher, if that, I don't know if that makes sense or not, but just, it's just different. It's just different. And honestly, just having better thoughts, better epiphanies, just a lot of things that make sense at the time sometimes just don't make sense when you're thinking from a worldly perspective, you know, just going into a different thought process and a different mindset, you know. And I think overthinking at times has been like knocked. Like, overthinking can really save your life at times. Overthinking can really help you through situations at times. Overthinking can really put you into a better place in the future if you're thinking about it correctly, you know. So I say that too. I believe that there's a lot of negative connotation on overthinking. Now, I'm not downplaying anxiety, paranoia, all the different illnesses or anything that a person may deal with, but I believe that don't just be like, hey, I'm overthinking it way too much. A lot of times, sometimes overthinking can actually be a good thing and actually be truthful. Now, I said a lot. That was a mouthful. All right. The last thing that I wanted to say was, I realized that there is a such thing, and I believe the enemy uses this as offstandish truth. And that's the way I'm gonna put it. Offstandish truth. My computer screen just turned on. Offstandish truth, which means a person could be telling the truth from a place where they're not necessarily connected, if that makes sense. And they're speaking truth from a place where it's like far off. Like they're like a offstandish truth would be, hey, how's your day going? It's going pretty good, you know. That's depending on which situation, it can be an offstandish truth, because it's like, yeah, that's true, but like, what else is there? What makes it good? Why is it good? Why, like, it's offstandish. It's not really connecting to you. It's not really telling you why the day has been good. I'm trying to think of another example. Yeah, we're gonna leave it with that basic, like, hey, how's your day going? You know, it's good, it's fine. That's sort of offstandish, not really like a sort of detached truth, if that makes sense. Like, a person could be telling you the truth, but it's not fully in depth. It's not the full 100% raw truth. If that makes sense. It could just be like, oh, I'm telling you the truth in this sense, but there's other parts, you know, like other parts of my day that wasn't as good, you know, just good, just is overlapping that. But like, a person telling you their day is good could lead to you not knowing what they have going on later on. And, you know, it's just like, really, you could have helped them out and they didn't tell you that other things were going on, you know. Now, maybe in another video I can expound on that a little bit better. I just can't really think of the correct examples to go with that. But yeah, that's October 10th. It's still a 9-minute video, which is crazy. I was going through it quick. But as always, guys, you already know, be you. And I will see you guys in the next one.